All right, new comic book day is tomorrow, so let's talk about the books on the pull list. What's up, guys? BJ Kicks here. I buy comics, I read them, and I review them, all for your viewing pleasure. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. This is the latest episode of a series I like to call What I'm Getting, where I tell you which books are coming out this week so I can tell you what's on my pull list, what's on the chopping block, and what's on the maybe list I'm making a game day decision on. Now, I always like to start these lists off with the book that I'm most excited for, and this week that is Batman Spawn #1 from DC Comics, of course. Batman teaming up with Spawn to fight who? What's this one about? Two dark heroes, cursed by tragedy, find their paths crossing again, but not by choice. What sinister foe is at work pitting the Dark Knight against the Hellspawn? From the shadows of Gotham City to New York City, this epic event is the blockbuster you've been waiting almost 2 decades for. I don't know. That voice is like, it's great. But it's Batman. It's Spawn. It's written by Todd McFarlane. It's got art by Greg Capullo. And that's really reason enough to read it. I'm not expecting some great, Nobel Prize winning or Pulitzer Prize winning story, but I am expecting amazing art. Pencils by Greg Capullo with inks by Todd McFarlane. Look, I bought Spawn for like 2 years straight just off the strength of Greg Capullo covers with Todd McFarlane on inks. So look, you don't have to come on. That's really, I'm expecting great art. By the way, this book has 1 million covers. I'm probably not grabbing this A cover. The ones that do interest me are the, covers by Jason Fabok. There's also a cover by Jim Lee. But like I said, there's like 20 covers for this. I think there are some shops. My local shop is doing a special. You can get every cover for $80 if you so desire. This book's got a $6.99 cover price, so I'm only grabbing one. And that's kicking off the list, so we can keep on going with DC. And let's see. The next book on the pull list is Dark Crisis: The Big Bang, issue #1. This is a one-shot spinning out of the Dark Crisis event. They are really pumping out these tie-ins in between issue 6 and issue 7, which is coming out next week, to wrap up the Dark Crisis event. And look, we are remaking the DC universe. The Infinite Earths are back in play. And in this issue, written by Mark Waid with art by Dan Jurgens, we're going to go on a battle through the Infinite Earths, through the infinite multiverse, the multiverse, the omniverse, as they were calling it at one point. So we got a lot of ground to cover. Mark Waid has been on social media, like asking people little bits and pieces of information from like every corner of the DC universe. So there's going to be a lot of things made canon that you didn't know were canon, and they're going to find neat little places to put everything. Look, if there's any writer you wanted doing that for your universe, it's Mark Waid. This is going to be a good one shot to grab, even if you're not reading the Dark Crisis event. So Dark Crisis Big Bang #1 out this week with a cover price of $3.99. I'm grabbing cover A. And next up on the DC Comics pull list from John Ridley and Christian Doucet is I Am Batman issue #16. Now, I Am Batman is ending at issue 18, and we've been going through this series for like a year and a half without a ton of development inside the Fox family. I think these Fox family issues start to come to a head in this issue. As of right now, Jace's family doesn't know he's the New York Batman, and which is crazy considering his brother is Batwing and his sister's out there fighting crime too. Like, at some point, these revelations have to come out, and I'm assuming between this issue and the next two, those are going to come out. I guess I'll save my thoughts for the series overall for later, but I gotta say, so far, I was hoping for more development on the family side of this book, and I'm not sure it's going to wrap up as neatly as we would have hoped, considering there's only 3 issues left. But the only way to find out is to read it. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm going to grab the cover A. Next up, and the last book on the DC Comics pull list, is Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue #18. Now, we are headed straight toward a reboot of the Superman titles, a sort of soft reboot, because Action Comics, beginning with issue 1051, is the dawn of a new era, the new Philip Kennedy Johnson Superman ethos that he's trying to put up. But until then, before then, you got this issue of Superman Son of Kal-El, and you got Action Comics issue 1050 that are kind of plunging us toward this sort of epic battle between Superman, Lex Luthor, and Metallo, interestingly enough. Now, for this series itself, Son of Kal-El, I gotta say, this is the series that I'm kind of least excited about during this whole Superman resurgence with this return of Kal-El to the DC or Metropolis, DC universe proper. Since Kal has come back from Warworld, he's kind of catching up with John. And we had a great moment, a great father-son moment in issue 17 where, Superman or Kal-El or Clark Clark has a really great moment with John where he's like, hey, I can tell there's something you're not sharing with me. And, they have their coming out moment and, he's all loving and stuff, right? Great father-son moment. But like beyond that, there's not a ton of action in this book. This book really does lead with the sort of family storytelling, which is fine. I just wish there was a little bit more action in my action. So anyway, Superman Son of Kal-El, this is going to wrap up this week. And again, like I said, I believe it's going to just be a bridge to Action Comics 1050, which will be out, I think, in 2 weeks. So Son of Kal-El 18, this is the final issue for all you final issue collectors. Grab it with a cover price of $3.99. I'm grabbing the cover A. And that's it for the DC books on my list. What's crazy is I'm only getting 4 books and they're still going to cost me like what? 4, 8, 12, $19. That's crazy. I'm paying $19 for my DC books this week. But moving on to Marvel. There's only one book on the Marvel pull list, and it is The Amazing Spider-Man issue 15. Now, as much as I'm not excited about the Dark Web event, I feel like we just got out of Beyond, and we haven't really gotten a ton of storytelling, and all of a sudden we're getting, plunged into an event. So, all right, Amazing Spider-Man, obviously we're 15 issues in, but before this reboot at number 1, Zeb Wells and others had been in the Beyond saga. And through that saga, Ben Reilly got turned into a villain named Chasm. And I'll let you go and read about how that happened. In this Dark Web event, Chasm is coming to get his revenge on Spider-Man. He's teaming up with Madeline Pryor to do it. So it's 2 clones going to fight about clone injustice. I don't know. But what's crazy is if you are trying to read about this whole saga, you literally could just read the Beyond story arc that goes from issues 75 to 83 of the last Amazing Spider-Man title, and then just read Amazing Spider-Man number 14. And you could skip the whole rest of the Amazing Spider-Man run because there's no mention of Ben Reilly there. And that's my problem. Because if Ben Reilly is so important to everything going on, talk about him before now. Or stop interrupting the story you got going on to talk about them. Build up to this in a better way. But whatever. We're here now. And what has me excited about this book, even though I just gave that a huge disclaimer, is Ed McGuinness is on artwork. Because since The Amazing Spider-Man rebooted, John Romita Jr. has been on art, and it's hit and miss. The last few issues I did enjoy, but I really like Ed McGuinness's art better. I really want Patrick Gleason full time, but hey, I can't make choices, but whatever. So Zeb Wells, art by Ed McGuinness, and this is going to be a Spider-Man versus Venom issue. So, I'm glad Ed McGuinness is drawing this one specifically, and I'm excited to see it, even if I'm not totally bought into the Dark Web event. That one's got a cover price of $3.99. It's the only Marvel book on my pull list. I'm grabbing cover A. And there's only one more book on my pull list. It's an indie book from IDW Entertainment Publishing. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Armageddon Game, Alliances, or The Alliance, number 2. So, the Armageddon Game, the Rat King is basically trying to play this chess game, and he's got Baxter Stockman and General Krang and some other Ninja Turtles villains trying to kind of just destroy the Turtles for good for whatever reason. And I'm not all the way bought in because I'm not all the way caught up on this event. And it's The Armageddon game has its own miniseries going on. It ties into the TMNT or ongoing book starting with issue 133, 134. And again, I'm just so far behind that it's hard to be bought in. Meanwhile, they're also throwing in these random tie-ins. So we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Armageddon game, the Alliance, just talking about how different people get involved in the fight. And I would skip this, honestly, but I really like Casey Jones, and this is a Casey Jones-centric issue, so sue me. It's a light week. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Armageddon game, the Alliance, #2, has a cover price of $3.99. I'm going to grab the cover A. I say that. Let me double check if there are any other really good covers. Yeah, I'll grab the cover A on this one. And that's the end of the pull list. So if I just stick to the list, I don't buy extras. I don't go Batman Spawn crazy and buy 3 copies of the same book. My pull list is going to cost me $27 this week. Not bad. It's about half my weekly budget. So I'm going to be good this week. I'm not going to buy a bunch of extra stuff. There were some titles that I was kind of interested in, like the Monica Rambeau Photon #1 coming out this week. But look, it's the end of the year. If you could see what's in front of the camera, it's a ton of like stuff I got to clean up, issues I'm sorting through, duplicates I need to sell off or give away or something. Adding extra titles to my pull list is not something I need to do right now. So I'm going to be good. But you let me know what's on your pull list. Are you really excited about Batman Spawn? Are you annoyed because you know the story's not going to be great, but you're intrigued anyway because you know the art's going to be amazing? Yeah, that's the boat I'm in. But look, you can tell me more about that in the comments down below, or join us in our private communities on Facebook or Discord. Continue the discussion. Huge thanks to everybody that makes this content possible. The co-producers are on the screen right now. But look, man, I've overstayed my welcome. I got I got so much to clean, and I got to put this video out. So hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, hope you saw something you liked. And if not, hey, that's cool. You can always buy what you like. Just make sure you read what you buy and be nice to others, because kindness makes the world go round. Peace.